Hi, folks. This is another edition of my show, The Stuart Hall Show, starring myself, Stuart Hall, coming to you live from my house right here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, where the temperature is currently 21 degrees and it feels like 27 degrees. And we should be on our way of reaching our high of 26 degrees with some mainly cloudy skies. And then tonight is supposed to be a low of 20, surprisingly a low of 21, and then a 60% chance of thunderstorms and a risk of a severe thunderstorm, and that later in the evening, and kind of generally the same thing tomorrow. So it looks like, by the looks of things, it looks like a bit of a soggy start to the week at here in Winnipeg. I want to start off my show for saying I apologize for that I haven't made a YouTube video for my show, the Stuart Dahl Show, in over a month. And that it's just I've been really busy, like with work and stuff like that. And I went to my went out of town for the Canada Day long weekend and my brother's birthday and that. So I just been really busy, so I haven't made a YouTube video for my show, the Stuart Dahl Show, in over a month and that. So I apologize for that. I'll try to make videos as often as I can and that. So again, I'm sorry for that. But now let's just get right into my show. As you all probably heard, there was a this past Thursday there was a shooting in Dallas, Texas, which claimed the lives of five police officers and others were wounded. And these police officers were just doing their doing their job. On the one hand, and the hazard of being a police officer is there's the potential of being killed yourself and that the police officers on a daily basis, doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter if it's in like Dallas, Texas, or all over the world, when they put on that uniform every day, they assume the risk of being killed in the line of duty, which in this case, the five officers that were killed were killed in the line of duty. And the sad part about it is one of the police officers had just married another Dallas police officer like just 2 weeks ago, and now 2 weeks later, now the slain officer's wife is now a widow. Like, is that not sad enough as Liz? And it really amazes me, what the world has come to, these days, with all these like terrorist attacks and the like the tensions over race and like just all this load of BS these days in the world. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and read you the article about the Dallas shooting. It's titled "Dallas Shooting Tensions Over Race, Guns, and Policing Threaten to Boil Over." And I really don't blame certain people. From a perch about 300 yards east of Texas School Book Depository, where Lee Harvey Oswald took his fatal aim in 1936. Another American sniper this week firing shots on the streets of Dallas, which have echoed around the United States. The assassination of five police officers by a black Army veteran who told authorities he wanted he wanted to kill people. If that doesn't sound racist enough, I don't know what does. But that's kind of my point. Anyways, threatens to snap tense relations between the law enforcement and African Americans who have now been at the breaking point for almost 2 years. Dallas had a tragedy when President Kennedy was shot in the 1960s. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton said this week, and this is as close to that feeling, I think, as the city has had in decades. Barack Obama will abandon a European tour to travel to Dallas early next week before hosting a crisis summit at the White House between senior police officers and community group leaders. Aides described the talks as a new attempt to find common ground and tackle the persistent race, racial disparities in our criminal justice system. The president will turn the lead will turn to lead a nation grappling with a racial divide wider than it has been for at least a generation, and struggling with the frequent boiling over unrest that has been simmering since the fatal shooting of an unarmed black 18-year-old in Ferguson, Missouri in the summer of 2014. After a week earlier marked two more controversial killings of African Americans by police in Louisiana and Minnesota. Demonstrations against use of excessive force raged again this weekend in cities such as Baltimore, Atlanta, and Philadelphia. Thousands of protesters marked and blocked traffic on highways to their self-proclaimed new civil rights movement. The five officers' deaths in Dallas were the first of law enforcement personnel around such demonstrations. The Dallas Police Chief David Brown said the 25-year-old gunman Mitch Xavier Jones, and sorry for the mispronunciation of the first name. For me it's hard to pronounce first names and that sometimes, so bear with me. He said was upset over the recent police shootings and upset over Black Lives Matters and upset at white people. And again, if that doesn't sound racist enough, I don't know what does. Anyways, the suspect wanted to. Suspect said he. Suspect started. He wanted to kill white people, especially white officers. Brown said. Detectives later uncovered bomb-making materials, ballistics vests, rifles, ammunition, and a personal journal of combat tactics in Johnson's home, police said in a statement. Right-wing conservatives who have raged against his leadership for more than 7 years suggest Obama had blood on his hands for delivering remarks hours just before the Dallas shootings when he urged white Americans to take Black Lives Matter protest grievances over racism in the criminal justice system. Shame on politicians and pundits, sorry for the mispronunciation, again giving the credence to thugs rioting against police officers and the rule in law in the name of peaceful protests, said Sarah Palin, the 2008 Republican nominee for the vice president. That it is so basically you get the moral of the story. It's like you know people really need to just like sit down and add in like yo the certain people really have to be more how do I put it, tolerant of people of all races. Doesn't matter if you're black, doesn't matter if you're Muslim, doesn't matter if you're Filipino, doesn't matter if you're Indian. It doesn't matter. There those certain people out there that just don't give a crap about people, and it just really goes to show you the severity of certain events and that. Yeah. So anyways, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. Anyways, I'm just just sitting here, relaxing, chilling in my man cave, as I call it, type of thing. Uh, yeah, like, and again, and I want to take this opportunity to to say, my support and solidarity is with the citizens of Dallas, uh, Texas, and with the with the with the families of the two black people killed, one in Louisiana and Minnesota. Um, I just honestly can't believe it that there's like so much tension among racial tension these days in the United States. Like it's not even funny to begin with, and that what else? Here's an interesting article. This is titled "The World War II Bombs Found at Volkswagen Headquarters in Germany." In Germany's participation in World War II is to the world, known to the world, and is part of this bygone era continues to live in the country underneath all the settled dust. In this the in this insane remains a bygone era imagined to make it to the surface when construction workers at Volkswagen headquarters in Wolfsburg found metal fragments which turned out to be unexplosive bombs from World War II. The bombs were found during an expansion work at a massive manufacturing facility, and which led to the search of more explosive. And it's also possible all seven residents of Sandkamp the Sandkamp district in Wolfsburg will will be evacuated when the removal will be evacuated when removing the unexplosive devices safely. The unexplosive bombs were found more than a month at the more were the unexplosive bombs were found last month at the BW plant, and work continued until the end of the month in 4 areas until they reached for a scheduled break in production, allowing experts to check the unexplosive bombs. Integrity's Volkswagen facility is no stranger to World War II bombs. The plant was commissioned in 1938 to build the people's cars by Germany's then Nazi leader Adolf Hitler. When the car was later became Volkswagen Beetle, the plant was converted in the Second World War to produce Jeep-style military vehicles in addition to aircraft supplies and repairs, warplanes. As a result, the factory was on the receiving end of air raids from the Allies. There have been many unexplosive devices found in the factory over the years, as the Wolfsburg at the Wolfsburg site, which is was repeatedly bombed during the war. In fact, there were several places across Germany that still carry remains of the war concealed under the debris, um, which makes it back to the surface at some point or the other. In terms of production delays, a Volkswagen representative suggested that the production won't be affected by the possible evacuation. The automaker usually does not run shifts on Sundays, and the plant operations have been phased down in the present since workers departed with 3 week summer shutdown period on July 1st. On its peak days, the Wolfsburg facility has the capacity to manufacture up to 300 cars per day of 30, 37 cars per day of Golf, Tuggen, and I can't pronounce the other Volkswagen cars, so sorry about that. The Wolfsburg plant employs about 60,000 people in the town of a population of 1,025,000. It is almost 3 times the size city mm, of, of Monaco and builds up to 8,015,000 cars per year. So, I must be, this is a really, scary fact, finding, a World War II era bomb, you know, like, I would be scared, crap. I was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna just leave now. And here's another, and as you all probably know about this already, Brock Lesnar, in for the first time in 4 years, made his return to the UFC and fought top 10 heavyweight Mark Hunt. Um, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? And it says and basically the moral of this is like Brock Lesnar hasn't refuses to rule out a full time UFC return, and that basically after beating Mark, uh, and like I said, and another thing, this is Brock Lesnar's won his first UFC bout in nearly 5 years in Las Vegas. So like I said, and Brock Lesnar is he's still under contract with World Wrestling Entertainment, or short WWE. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. And what else? Sorry about that, folks. Um, anyways, as you all probably, oh wait, here's an interesting article. This is from CBC News. It's titled Justin Trudeau pays an emotional visit to Oshawa. And I'll explain for you people that on YouTube that do not know, may not know much about history or know a lot about history. Y'all know that that Auschwitz was the most probably one of the most infamous uh, concentration camps in Germany during World War II. And also for you people that don't know what Auschwitz it's a network of 40 like sub camps, which of those 40, Auschwitz-Birkenau is the largest. And that, I'm gonna I'll read the article now. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau paid an emotional visit on Sunday to the Auschwitz-Birkenau site of the Auschwitz-Birkenau, the site of the former Nazi death camp in southeastern Poland. He was given a personal glimpse of one of the darkest chapters in human history through the recollections of a Holocaust survivor and his family. As they walked through the dusty lanes of the former concentration portion of the camp, which is now a museum, Nate, I can't pronounce it, recalled how some of his Nazi guards were brutal, yet occasionally capable of acts of kindness. It is a new it was a raw memory impressions witnessed in the eyes of a young boy, but recounted an old man. Life, though I can't pronounce his name anyway. So sorry, but I was born in Chorzów, Poland. Sorry for the mispronunciation. Again, sometimes it's hard for me to pronounce. Um, and was sent to Auschwitz as a teenager. He had been in the line for the gas chamber, but survived because of his father negotiated with an SS guard to get him into the slave labor pool. After the war, life after the war, I can't pronounce his last name. Immigrated to Canada, where he obtained an engineering degree and became a leader in the Jewish community in Toronto. So yeah, so yeah, yo, this really goes to show ya, sometimes the cruel and inhumane side of the world. Um, anyway, anyways, for you folks in that because there's the potential of severe thunderstorms and that risk of a severe thunderstorm and that and this is just a friendly reminder. If you do get caught in one of these, try to go for that cover as fast as you can and stay away from windows, especially during a severe thunderstorm. Because when you hear that out, boom, next thing you know, there's a bunch of shattered glass all over the place. What was I gonna say? Uh, what was yeah. So other than that, I've just been really busy, with work and that. I'm also, doing my stuff for swimming, strength and cardio, and that because I'm trying to be in, as good, shape as I can, for, come September and that. Then that's norm, where we, when we started back in the last couple of years and that. Oh, Here's an article. It's titled "NATO stations 4 more battalions in Eastern Europe." Despite the shadow of the Brexit hanging over Europe, the two-day NATO summit in Warsaw that ended on Saturday got through a packed agenda that reflected on the multiple threats the alliance faces. They include the militarily resurgent Russia, which instabilizes in of an imploding Syria and jihadist inspired terrorism in Afghanistan, where the Taliban controls more territory than any at any time since 2001. The summit announced a range of previously agreed measures to bolster deterrence and reassurance in its eastern members in the aftermath of Russia's annexation of Crimea and the covert invasion of eastern Ukraine. Four multinational battalions of about 1,000 troops will be stationed in Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, and Poland. The idea behind them is an old the idea behind them is an old one from the Cold War. Although all throughout too small to stand up to a concrete Russian attack, they would act as a tip wire, triggering a full military response by the rest of the alliance. And that's so yeah. Now as you like, this is just this is all this situation in Eastern Europe. Like this has just been brewing and brewing, ever since Russia took annexed the Crimean Peninsula. And for you people that may not know your history, the Crimean Peninsula is it was part of the part of Ukraine. It was a part of Russia during the Soviet Union, and then in 1950, the former Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev gave the Crimean Peninsula to Ukraine, and then that probably angered Russians, and that then brought on really deep like hatred and stuff like that, and then former KGB officer and current Russian President Vladimir Putin wait a minute, Crimean Peninsula was ours in the first place, so I'm just gonna take it back, and um, yeah, and also about the Crimean Peninsula, like it's an important was also an important part during World War II, because it because it was based for the Soviet bomber crews, which incessantly attacked Germany's source of oil in Romania. Yeah, just 2 or 3 weeks into Operation Barbarossa, the German invasion of the Soviet Union. So, and the Crimean Peninsula was barely mentioned in the Germans' plans for the invasion of the Soviet Union. And then and then so yeah. Anyways, what else? As you all probably know, on July uh, as you all probably know, WWE Battleground is on July 20 will be taking place on July 24th from the Verizon Center in Washington D.C., the U.S. Capitol. and it and then what else? And here are some of the matches that are so far that there might be more matches. There's a six-man tag team match. It'll be John Cena with Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus the Club, consisting of AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson. And these three know each other from their wrestling days in Japan. And then the other one is a singles match. It'll be Becky Lynch versus Natalia. And there's been some really bad blood between these two and that. And then another singles match and it's between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and this rivalry is just been boiling over crazy in that. And then the other one is a triple threat match, and it's for the WWE Championship. It'll be the current champion defending Dean Ambrose defending it against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. And that also is going to be an awesome match. And that also what else? Today is the last day of the 2016 European Championship for short, Euro 2016. It'll be the host country France taking on Portugal today. And this is sure to be a good match. So and it'll be on at about game time is about roughly about 1:45, about 2 o'clock on I believe on most TSN channels and that. So yeah. Well, this has been another edition of my show, The Stuart Dahl Show. For young people, stay in school, stay out of trouble, and you'll do fine. And on that note, on that note, Auf Wiedersehen, bye, and just stay cool, my friends.